Hi, Holy Trinity. This is Josh, your Director of Music, speaking here, and I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you so much for your support of the entire music program here. Specifically, our volunteers. If we didn't have these volunteers that have put in so many hours in rehearsal and during church services sharing their talents with the rest of the congregation, we really wouldn't have a music program. So while oftentimes we'll do a music Sunday that includes all of our musicians in our service, obviously things look a little different today, but we do want to keep that element of thanking our volunteers and our staff members. Without Jeremy and Greg and the support of the council and Pastor Mike, who basically told me when I got hired here, hey Josh, listen, I don't know that much about music, but I appreciate it, and do whatever you want to do. Be creative. And I still remember that. And I think that's part of why we have such a unique and varied music program today. So thanks again. You're about to hear from a few volunteers in our various ensembles. I'd love to hear from all of you, but if I did that, we'd spend the rest of the entire service this morning hearing from volunteers. Again, there's so many of them, and I can't possibly thank all of them. That's why their names are at the back of the programs, and so you're welcome to take a look at that. But I did, want to share just a few words from people in various ensembles here. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that. Thank you again for everything you do to support the music program.
Hi, I'm Bill Merkel, and I'm a musician in the Praise Project. And Josh asked me today to say some things about why I play in the Praise Project, and I'd like to offer a little of my history and a few of my thoughts. My wife Heidi and I joined Holy Trinity in 1995 after we relocated from the University of North Carolina up from Chapel Hill. And we moved into a house just down the street and started coming regularly to the service. And what drew us in almost immediately was the music. Shirley Eckerd was there, and the congregation was one that loved to sing and play, and the bell choir was in full swing, and we just liked the music. So we joined and have been members ever since. Shortly after joining, Heidi became involved in the bell choir and played in that for several years. I was a bass player and a guitar player, but you had a fine bass player in Brent Stone at the time, so I just kind of waited and watched and went to services and supported Heidi in the bell choir and added a little bit of instrumentation here and there as required. I really started getting involved in regular services in 2007 when Heidi and I put together the first of the family services under Doug Reinowitz. And so we launched that in Rothenberg Hall. Every couple of weeks we would do a family service. And that sort of took root at that point. And over the years, the family service has taken a few different iterations under a few different leaders. But I think we've established a pretty good rhythm right now. And I think it's something that a lot of people enjoy. So why do I play in the Praise Project? Several reasons come to mind, but the most important to me were three. First, I just love playing music more than just about anything else, and HTLC is kind enough to indulge me in pretty much whatever I want to do. I can play guitar or bass or piano. I can sing barbershop. I can sit in with a choir. I had my first performance as a bell player a few weeks ago. So I'm only good at one thing, but the fact that Holy Trinity gives me the opportunity to do as many as I like to do is it makes me happy and makes me want to be there every week. Second reason I choose to be involved is I think it's important to contribute and also to set an example for my children. And this is a way that I like to show that I give back to the church as much as it gives to me. And this has become even more important since Heidi passed away in 2016. I want to see want my children to see that I'm able to still make a contribution and be involved with a family of the church that has helped me so much over the years. And not least of which, music and art are two main reasons that I am a believer. That beauty that we all recognize, that beauty that makes differences to people, that stirs our hearts, that is perhaps the biggest piece of evidence that I have that God exists and that we are important to Him. So I feel strongly that that reason is the most important why I am there and playing as often as I can. It would be remiss if I didn't mention that Josh, Brent, Greg, Bill, Jonathan, they make it fun every week, and I look forward to playing with them. So thank you, Holy Trinity, for giving me the gift of a place to stand and worship in the best way that I like to do. So thank you, and I'll see you hopefully I'll see you live soon.
I'm Chris, and I want to talk about how much I've appreciated the Holy Trinity Bell Choir over the years. Holy Trinity is the only church I've attended that has a handbell choir. When we first became members, the bell music was my favorite musical part of the service, but there was no way I could be involved because our kids were so little. But when our oldest, Reuben, went into second grade, he joined the children's bell choir, learning under Tom and Marilyn Gannon. And boy, was I envious. Fast forward to about 10 years ago, when our family moved back to Northern Virginia. The kids were now old enough for me to slip away for rehearsals, and I fell in love with it. Playing bells is sort of like solving a group puzzle. You're each in charge of maybe 4 to 6 bells, that is to say only a few notes. But you need to pick up the correct bell and ring it at exactly the right time and at the appropriate volume. It's truly an ensemble effort, and it's immensely satisfying when the piece comes together. I've been fortunate to play under 2 talented directors, Eric Chancellor and Jeremy Cochran. My only regret is that I don't get to sit back and listen to the pieces as part of the congregation at times.
Hello, I'm Judy Baker, and I'm a member of the Holy Trinity Choir. I'm a member of the choir because I love to sing. I grew up in a musical family and have often been a member of a church choir. One of my fondest memories growing up was being in the choir at Luther Ridge, going to a choir camp, which was wonderful. I joined the choir at Holy Trinity about 20 years ago when my job permitted me to take another night away from the family. Singing in the choir helps me feel like I'm contributing to the worship service, and I like being able to enrich the service for those who are in attendance. The other thing about music, sacred music, is that it connects me with God in an almost visceral, personal way like nothing else does. If you want to learn more about music and about singing, and if you want to help contribute to the beauty of our services at Holy Trinity, I invite you to join the choir. It's a great group of people. We have a lot of fun, and we get to contribute to the wonderful worship at Holy Trinity. Thank you.